can often get us down. Some ways simple, some profound, but I always have you. Like worn out fraying.
Hey, Broadway. Today, Luke and I are on to share a few things with you. We, as you all know, there's some surge in the virus, and that's a part of our reality right now. And Luke and I and Cindy Stuckey were in a prayer time last Thursday and began talking about James chapter 1 and the call um, to perseverance. And Luke had some thoughts that day and expressed them in prayer that I just wanted to share with all of us. And so we're going to just talk for a few minutes about that, and hopefully this will be an encouragement to you as we think about our perspective and posture on this next few weeks or few months of our life. So Luke, can you just share a little bit about what came to mind then as we were talking and praying together?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so as we were praying, the Lord reminded me of James chapter 1, where James is writing to the persecuted church and to the tribes scattered around. And he says to consider it pure joy when we're faced with various trials. And I've I've always thought about that as being this very individualistic thing that personally I should consider it joy when I face various trials, and I should persevere through those trials, knowing that the Lord is producing maturity in me, and every good thing is what James says that the Lord wants to give me as I persevere through trials, and I think that that's true. I think that that's right, that the Lord is doing this good work in me as an individual, that He is producing character and He is giving me every good thing that I need, and I'm not lacking anything because of me persevering through various trials. But I think what the Lord was making the connection by His Spirit as we prayed was that it's not just an individual promise of the Lord working those things, that perseverance to our good. It's actually it's a corporate thing, that if we persevere together, that the Lord is building character in us as a community as well, and that He's giving us good things as a community. Um, and so I can't think of a year that is more appropriate for the phrase various trials than
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
So if we do this, if we keep our eyes on Jesus and we persevere through this thing together, then it's not just we'll get to go back one day, hopefully some kind of good thing that we once had in yesteryear. That man, the character that we have as a result of persevering through this stuff together, is just going to produce a strength in us that we would have never dreamed about before this stuff happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are going to be a new kind of community than we were before after this. If we're not, then we have missed a huge opportunity for something that God wanted to do in us right now.
Hmm. Yeah, the Lord doesn't want us to go through trials going, kind of like what we were talking about forgiveness a couple weeks ago. He doesn't want us to go through forgiveness by saying, it's no big deal.
Mm.
Same thing with trials. I don't think that the Lord wants us to go, to become a stoic and to go, I don't feel anything.
Uh-huh.
Become the Bill Belichick of human. Like no, we feel those things deeply, and we've talked about before lament and all that stuff. And I know that when I'm going through the trial, sure, it's good and right to lament and to cry out and be sometimes, Lord, what is going on? But we still know, and I think that's what James is hitting on. We still know when our heart rate is down and when we can think clearly about a situation, we really know that the Lord has been working through all of that stuff. And because of that, when I have that forethought in the middle of my trial, I can even consider it pure joy, knowing what He's doing.
Luke, thanks for that. I do think that as I think about my own feelings that are different now than they were back in March or April, it all felt so somber and heavy then, and it feels that way now too. But there is a different perspective that I have on, I mean, already looking back and thinking about the good things that God has done, some of the relationships that have developed during this time for me, the way that I've learned, to trust our staff and our elders during this time. There's been lots of different ways we've seen like a lot of unity in our staff and elder teams during this time. I've learned a lot, and so I'm facing this time certainly with my own frustrations and disappointments and all of it. I mean, just talked to my mom today about, we're probably not going to come for Thanksgiving this year, and that kind of thing. So that's disappointing. But there is an expectation that I have kind of leaning forward and moving toward the thing rather than kind of like having my arms crossed and frustrated about it all. And really looking with some expectation on what new in my own character is going to develop, but even more, as you say, in that time of prayer, thinking about what kind of community does God want us to be, and what's He going to do. And when we're talking November 2021, what's Broadway going to look like? And I'm confident that it is a good thing. It's going to be a deeper thing and a richer thing, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think friendship is a good model of this. Like, and I think we've talked about this before on a different episode. But if it's that same idea, if I can persevere through trials with you, then our relationship is stronger. Um, if we're always going through something and our marriage is just always fine and our communication is just always everybody's always just happy. I think maybe we should be concerned that maybe that person is not really a friend. Maybe they're just an acquaintance. Maybe we're just appeasing one another. And so I think specifically, another word that I think as you were preaching about forgiveness, the Lord gave this word, be able to discern the difference between the wounds of a friend and the wounds of a foe. And I think when we are in those various trials together as friends, that's when a real friendship is made, it is forged. When we're going through those various trials and when we can do those things together. If we persevere, then we'll have a real lasting thing that's full of character and can weather the storms.
That's great. All right, friends. Well, we hope this was encouragement to you today, and look forward to tell us stories of ways that you're seeing God at work in this time in your life. We'd be glad to hear those. We love you all, and peace, Broadway.